question I'm asked a lot is, can you help me break a pattern that seems to be really ingrained or embedded in the way I do things or the way I see the world? And that's where I think, that outside, bold voice can break through our little eggshells as they are that we put ourselves behind, even in our success, in our wealth, in our cause and companies. We really do hide a little bit behind that. Patterns. Everything you do is based on a set of beliefs. Now that sounds pretty obvious, right? If I believe something, then I'm going to go in the direction of that belief. However, most of us play with our beliefs. We might know some of them. We might even be working on them for 25 years. The universal beliefs like I'm unworthy, or I have to be better than the next person, or there's no room in this particular world of business or this niche or whatever it is for me and who I am. And those beliefs, they create a pattern. You're like weaving, so to speak, a perspective that's very hard to break through. So sometimes you chip away at it. But what I found is if you can narrow it down, and I think most of us get stuck because we've sort of caught our shoe on a nail, so to speak, of a particular belief that's not working for us. So, for example, one that I worked on myself was that I couldn't manage money. I don't. Maybe it's from childhood. That doesn't really matter. But it was a clear pattern in my life, and yet evidence. I managed $3-4 million budgets. I was in charge of many aspects of funding and budgeting, and I had no problems with it. I had certain areas in my life where I had a challenge, but I looked at that. When someone first said to me, well, with a belief like that, I can't manage money. Why would you want to bring money into your life when you can't manage it? All it does is speak to your inadequacies. Why would anybody want to feel inadequate? So that was the beginning for me of a bold new way of looking at that. And the patterns and looking at sort of what's the truth here. Most of us live in a very black and white world, and patterns are usually about believing that something is either this end of the spectrum or this end of the spectrum. Life really falls very much in the middle when it comes to powerful perspectives. They often need to be incorporating everything you know. The fact that you're good with some things, but in other areas not. And how can you move towards looking at that in an integrated way? So now my belief is I am really good with money. I've managed it all my life. And I seem to produce it very easily.